Hey everyone, and welcome to our first ever episode of Cozying Up with the Clear Cut, where we get up close and personal with women that inspire us. So we decided to start this podcast to bring to the community a little bit of insight of different women's sparks, things that motivate them, their passions from all different walks of life. And today I'm so happy to have our first guest, Miss Caila Quinn, a lifestyle and travel blogger. You can find her at withlovecaila, Caila.com. She's best known for being a hopeless romantic with amazing hair from season 20 of The Bachelor. Welcome, Caila.
Oh, thank you, Olivia. What an intro, guys, for her first podcast. I think everyone at home should give a round of applause in their seat because Olivia's killing it. No, you did a great job. And she memorized all of that on her own. So thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Honestly, what is more fun to talk about than rings and diamonds and everything that makes you feel, like you've made it.
Sparkly on the inside and out.
Yes, sparkly on the inside and out.
We should trademark that.
Ooh, yes. You know what? It's not too late. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Caila is one of our really great friends, and she's honestly genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met in my whole life, and I'm so grateful to have you here and share your story with everyone.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about it. I mean, I'm a small town girl from Cleveland, Ohio originally. But yeah, I grew up in Ohio and now I live in New York City, and it's been quite an adventure getting here.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming, a lifestyle blogger.
Of course. So, I can take a couple steps back to my Bachelor days. So I went to college.
We definitely want to hear about that.
Yes, that's the juicy part. I went to college in Boston and graduated with a degree in marketing, and I thought that I would always be behind a desk. But let me tell you guys, I didn't realize that there were other options out there, and I would be behind a desk and I was so bored, and I was a creative and I was always thinking about everything I wanted to do.
What was your first job out of college?
I was a software sales rep.
Oh, okay.
So I was really techie and nerdy, but I would go to these conventions and I knew that my boss would want me to wear a skirt and a blazer because I was the only girl there. And anyway, I did sell a lot of software.
I'm sure you were an awesome software salesman.
Thank you. Let's just put it that way. I made it sound really exciting. But when I was in Boston, I actually was with somebody and we had broken up and I wanted to get over that breakup. So I spontaneously auditioned for The Bachelor and waited in line with 400 other women at a casino.
Way.
Yeah. I was at a casino and I was wearing this little cocktail dress in Cleveland, Ohio, because I was visiting my parents at the time. And I remember looking at these other girls in jeans and a t-shirt and I was like, you guys want to be on the show? Why are you wearing your jeans and a t-shirt? And I remember the two girls next to me, they were like, oh, well, we want the producers to see us for ourselves. And I was like, you could be the best version of yourself and wear a cocktail dress.
Exactly. Be the best version of yourself.
Right. And I feel like you would. If you guys have ever seen Olivia day to day around New York, she brings it with fashion.
Oh my God,
no. Seriously, you're the cutest thing. And that's why, anyway.
What did your parents think about you applying to be on The Bachelor when you were at home?
My dad laughed and thought I was joking. He was like, whatever, okay. And they're like, sure. Tell me if you actually get on the show.
And then we'll worry about it.
And then we'll worry about it then. And then I got on and I was like, Mom, Dad, see, I was telling the truth. I think that I, really connect with this guy.
You brought the best version of yourself, and that's why.
Thank you.
Yes.
I like to think that. And I remember being in the audition room and the one question they asked me that I think really connected with was they asked what is your most prized possession in life? And I took a deep breath and I was 24 at the time and I was like, I think my most prized possession is my passport because I moved every year as a kid. I went to 4 high schools and so I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, but every year that we moved, my parents promised me that we would go on a trip to somewhere new. And so my passport always brought us together.
Oh, that is such a good answer.
Thank you. Olivia, what is your most prized possession? I'd love to know.
This is so embarrassing.
Nothing is embarrassing.
My most prized possession, I would think, is a stuffed monkey that I got when I was born that I still sleep with to this day, and Kyle hates. It's like a competition of who I love more.
Oh my gosh, I think that's so sweet and charming. What's the monkey's name? It has to have a name.
Its name is Coco.
Coco, I mean, you guys, that's adorable.
And it's like my child, you know?
I mean, I get that. I have a bear. Call him Teddy.
It's very embarrassing because my parents were always like, when you like get married, are you gonna still sleep with this monkey? And I was like, of course I will. And now I'm married and I still sleep with him.
You know what? Honestly, just like out there for all you people who are trying to like adult hard, anything that helps you sleep better, I totally condone because it's hard to sleep.
It's better than taking medicine, right?
Right. And you know, so maybe it's just like that cushion. And if you just replace the monkey with a pillow, it might be the same thing. Anyway.
I didn't think we would be talking about my embarrassing monkey
no.
But okay, let's.
No, I love it. But yeah, so that's how was my audition. And then I was on The Bachelor. I was there for 3 months of filming. And it always ends the day before Thanksgiving. And I made it to the final 3. And at the time, I thought I was in love with this guy, but I was young and I didn't know that there are 3 different versions of love.
There are 3 different versions of love?
Yes, I'm actually, I wasn't going to really share this, but I'm actually writing a book right now and I'm talking about these 3 versions.
Can we know what they are?
So this is you guys get the sneak peek. Nobody knows that I'm writing a book, but there are 3 different versions of love. There's infatuation, there's physical lust, and then there's emotional love. Mm-hmm. And so when I was on the show, I had infatuation. And that's like when you have a crush on someone like David Beckham. I have a secret crush on him. Whenever I see his tattoos in an underwear commercial, I'm like,
Wait,
David.
So that's not lust?
No, that's just infatuation because you haven't met them.
The person, yeah.
Right. And so you just put them on a pedestal and it's like idealized love. Mm-hmm. And so that's what this person on The Bachelor was to me because we didn't really know each other that well. So it was infatuation. The second kind of love is lust, and that's of course like that young passionate love like that you make out around the corner of your high school so no one sees. But if you don't have the other ones, the lust will feel unfulfilling. And then the third kind of love is emotional love, and that's where you feel like you really can connect with someone and share your deepest secrets, and if they see who you really are, you won't feel alone.
Can you have all 3 at the same time?
And that is true love.
Really?
Yeah, that's true love, girl. I don't know. Do you feel like you have had that feeling?
I have all 3 from my husband.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So when you have all 3, it's like, that's when you know it's true love because you miss them when they're away. And that's the infatuation. And like, yeah, their flaws
because it's probably like the most important one, right?
It's probably the hardest to find too. And you know, it's kind of sad because I've met women in New York who have the emotional love, but they're not physically attracted to their person. And so they marry someone that they just settle with, and that's something you don't want to do. Yeah. So anyway,
another tip: never settle. Be the best version of yourself and never settle.
I agree. Be as patient as you can be, and always just, if you feel like, you know, you're waiting to meet your person, just keep working on yourself and let yourself be that person until someone new comes in your life.
Oh my God. I can't wait to read your book.
Oh, thank you, Olivia. You're so sweet.
So after The Bachelor, what happened?
So after The Bachelor,
were you like really upset or devastated after it ended?
I took it to heart, but I didn't want it to consume who I was, and I wanted to control my narrative. So the day they actually were considering me to be the Bachelorette and to date 30 other men.
Oh my God.
Which is so crazy. And so I don't know if you know JoJo, but she was the next Bachelorette, and all the gowns that she wore during her season, I had tried on because they flew me out to LA 4 or 5 times for fittings with, you know, designers and stuff like that. And I had a personal trainer. So for a while I was in limbo of whether I would have that role next. But my dad always taught me to have a backup plan in life. So if that didn't work out, I had a job that I interviewed for to work in marketing in New York City. And the day they told me that I wasn't the Bachelorette, the next day I packed my things, put them in a car, drove to New York and looked for apartments. And by that Monday, over the weekend, I had found a new place and moved to the city.
When one door closes, another one opens, right?
100%.
And there's so many times in life where you are looking forward to something that may not come to fruition and you're like banking on it, but then you just gotta always have that backup plan and, you know, think of it like a new opportunity wasn't meant to be, right?
Yes, I love how optimistic and positive you are, Olivia. No, I love that. And I think that that's also like fate guiding you into your flow of life. You can't like swim against the current of the river. You need to just flow with it.
Because you never know, if you had gotten the Bachelorette, then maybe you wouldn't be with Nick.
With Nick, yes, my current boyfriend. So yeah, I moved to New York, and then I was single in New York for 3 years, and then I met my fabulous sweetheart of a man, Nick. And
he really is a sweetheart.
Thank you. Yeah, we've done double dates together, and I risked Olivia's life when we put her on the back of a Vespa scooter. She was terrified.
Well, just because Kyle's not known for being the best of drivers on Vespas, he's gotten into a few accidents, so I just didn't trust him in particular, not just anyone, but it was fine.
We had a great time.
We had a great time, yes.
We did. And yeah, so I've loved that we're a couple friends in the city, because you always want that. But yeah, Nick is a great guy, and you're right. If I hadn't taken this path, I honestly never would have moved to New York. As a little Ohio girl, I always was scared of this city and never thought it was my path. And I only moved here because I wanted to prove something to myself.
That's amazing.
And I met him here. Yeah.
And then you started your blog when you were here as well?
Yep. So I lived, so I was working that job in marketing for about a year, and then blogging at night because I wanted an outlet. So I was single, and I think the best thing to do when you're single is have a passion project that you could just push yourself into, and it's your soul and it's your baby. And so even though, because you really don't need someone else to fulfill you, you should just have your own passions fulfill you. And when you meet someone, they'll compliment you and really make you better. But yeah, I created this blog and talked about love and dating. That was the beginning of my website, was just dating letters. Some of them were breakup letters. I would write them to these men that I had gone on dates with, and I thought they would never read them. But one time one did. It was anyway,
really?
It did not. Well, his sister had sent him the letter and was like, Caila wrote a blog post on you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But you know what? That is life, and you just laugh about it.
Yeah, totally.
So, yep, I started my blog, and it kind of grew into this community where I connect with women, and we talk about their love and dating stories. And I just want to be there for the girls that are hopeful romantics. That's what I call them, because there's no such thing as being hopeless. And so, yeah, I just connect with these girls and help them feel secure in whatever stage of life they're in.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I know that you just launched a book club, right?
Yes, girl, you got to get in it, Olivia.
I know, she's making me join this book club, but I don't read books, which is really embarrassing also.
It's not embarrassing, because I was that person too until I started this book club a month ago. It's called Caila's Corner, and it's on Instagram. People ask, how do you join the book club? All you do is follow the Instagram, and it just kind of coaches you through reading the books of the season. But this book club is meant for casual readers, people that read on airplanes, people that are busy bees, live full lives.
People that take 3 months to read a book?
Yes, exactly. And that's
like
exactly,
me.
Yeah. So we read one book with the changing of the season. So we read 4 books a year. And our fall book right now is City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. And it's so good. I am 6 chapters in, and some of our readers are on chapter 18. They're like, aren't you here yet? And I was like, no, I told you this is for slow readers.
I'm definitely a slow reader. So is it not too late to join?
It's definitely not too late to join. We're still at the beginning, so feel free to join.
Caila's Corner, if you want to get into reading with no pressure. I'll be joining soon.
Yes,
so.
No, yeah. And so when you do read the chapters, we do Instagram lives on the weekends and then just talk about it. And we're going to do a couple meetups. But if you don't get in touch this season, there's always next season's book. So.
And how do you choose your books?
I actually let the audience decide. So I'll leave a little questionnaire and let people submit books. And the top 2 submissions, I'll let people vote between the 2.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out and vote.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really fun to see people's reactions, because they get really passionate about their book. They're like, no. But there's always next season. And the great thing is this is low key, and it's something just for fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one big point of the podcast is we want to know what motivates women, what are their passions, what are their drives, and what sparks them. So we want to know, what is your spark, Caila?
What sparks me the most in life is anything to do with love. I know I went on The Bachelor, and that's so cliche, but my life motto is life is too short to wait to fall in love, whether that's with your career, another person, or with yourself.
I love that.
So just go and do everything with fervent passion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, love is what drives me, and family.
Oh, I love that. And you have to love yourself to love someone else, right?
Olivia, I love that. I've never heard that before. You're right.
Really?
You have to love yourself first before you love anyone else.
Yeah, because then I feel like you can't have that emotional love with someone else if you don't have it with yourself.
There you go, guys. Olivia should write a book.
Full circle.
She's not busy enough as it is. We're starting podcasts. But yeah, thank you for asking me about my spark.
Yeah, of course. So we're going to take the spark to sparkle.
Ooh.
So, of course, we are a jewelry company, so we want to talk a little bit about the sparkle, not only inside of us, but what can sparkle on the outside. And we asked Caila what her favorite types of sparkle are.
I love radiant diamonds, guys.
So we have some radiant diamonds, and I know you liked yellow gold bands too, so I have an oval that's in a yellow gold band just to try on because my radiants were set in other things.
They're beautiful, though. Oh my goodness, you guys should see. She's holding this little, what is it, a velvet case with 4 rings in it. And anyway.
So we have to try on. Should we start big or start small and go big?
Let's go big. I've been staring at these diamond rings on the table for the past 15 minutes and holding myself back. So yeah, let's go big.
Okay, so this one is a 4.5 carat radiant cut set in a super skinny platinum ring with a hidden halo, and it's just so much fun to try on.
Did you say 4?
Yeah.
What?
Well, you said go big.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I've never put a 4 on my finger, I think it's always been like 3s. This is, I mean, I'm usually not speechless. I'm pretty speechless right now. This is beautiful.
So that's like a really, really simple setting that really highlights that radiant cut, which has those brilliant facets. It has more of a rectangular shape with the cut corners, and it's a really great one. I always say that different diamond shapes represent different personalities. I think the radiant is so perfect for you because just like its name, it's so sparkly, so like effervescent, and that really, kind of translate to your personality.
Oh, thank you, Olivia. That's so nice. You know how there's like palm readers? I feel like you're a diamond reader. You're like reading my energy and you're like, this is you.
Yes.
I feel very seen.
Ovals are, this one's a little smaller. This is just under 2 carats, but this has that gold band that you like.
But honestly, this looks stunning as well. And I do love the gold band. It kind of matches the rest of my rings.
Mm-hmm. I would say ovals are a little bit like more feminine. It still has that sparkle, but it has those like soft corners. So if you have nice long fingers, it's a great way to highlight. It's very finger flattering, very soft looking.
Wow, you just are so poignant. You know everything. You literally know everything. I love
like
it.
The only thing I know about. So,
you know what's so funny as I'm toggling between this oval and the radiant, and I think this band though is just as pretty, even though it doesn't match. I mean, this has a silver. Is it platinum?
Platinum.
Sorry, thank you. It's a platinum band, and the rest of I have like 6 other rings on that are gold, and I think the platinum still
mixed metals is really fun and super
goes with
trendy
it.
Now. I feel like you don't have to only wear like one color
Right.
metal. Like my engagement ring is platinum, but I wear a ton of gold jewelry too. And for my wedding bands, I like mix and match the two.
I have never heard that before, but I'm looking at it, and I actually think I like the platinum
your
better.
ring is in white gold, right?
I know. It's so cute. Looks like a set.
And then this one is just like some extra bling. This is a 2.5 carat radiant, and it has a halo and pave diamond band.
I mean, this one is stunning. I love a halo, guys.
That's if you just want like a little, I call them push-up bras for your diamond. It gives you just a little extra boost.
Ooh. You know what? Let me tell you, I'd still wear a push-up bra, so we'll never say no to that. This is beautiful. I love all of these.
Awesome. So, can't give you these today, but I'm going to give you our newest spark ring to hold near and dear to your heart. When you look close at your hand, you never want to lose your spark. So, if you're ever feeling like you're having a bad day or things aren't going your way, which happens to me all the time, I always have to remind myself, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, what motivates me? So this is just a little reminder of how awesome you are.
How thoughtful are you that there's always symbolism behind everything. If I could speak English, this rosé is getting to me.
Yes.
But there's always some symbolism behind every piece you make. And I think this spark ring is stunning. If you guys saw it, just the way the details are, and it's just simple, and I'm putting it on my pinky ring, but it is so beautiful. I would.
It makes a good pinky ring. It's just like super dainty and cute for every single day.
It is, and it does make me smile and think of like all the good things.
Yeah, of course. And you know, that's why jewelry, it's not just like a luxury piece, like a handbag or a piece of clothing that you buy. There's so much like sentimental value and like emotion, like stories beyond just the actual piece of jewelry, I think.
That is so true.
And do you have any piece of jewelry that has like an extra emotional or sentimental value?
Well, I actually did bring one very special ring that I got in high school. It's was from my mother. It's a ruby ring, and my mother gave it to me when I graduated high school because I had never owned anything nice or fancy before. So it was the first expensive piece of jewelry she got me. Mm-hmm. We went to Kohl's and picked it out together, and it was on sale because my mom's Filipino and she buys everything on sale.
I mean, you gotta be a savvy shopper.
Right? Okay, thank you. And they have nice pieces, and so it's like it's a round ruby ring with a halo of diamonds, and
Love
it was
halo.
60% off. So there you go.
And you still have it till this day.
I still have it till this day.
And what does it like remind you of?
It just reminds me of my parents and like that they're always there to support me, and that also hard work pays off. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're in high school, you think that high school will never end, but it does. And so anyway, it was just really sweet that my mom gifted me something so beautiful and precious, like a stone.
I love that. And that's why jewelry, there's just so much more meaning, so much more emotion, and that's why you can like treasure it and even pass it down for generations.
Oh, that's a great idea. I haven't even thought of that, but I would love to pass that down.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on our first ever episode of Cozying Up with the Clear Cut. I had such a great time. Thanks so much.
Of course, Olivia, this was a blast. Thanks for having me.
And don't forget to follow Caila on Instagram at Caila Quinn, and go to her blog withlovecaila.com and check out Caila's Corner for her book club every season. Bye, guys.
Bye.